Hello, YouTube. This is the Lone Pantheist. I just wanted to discuss my early video kind of rant. It will stay up because it does serve a purpose. But in America, the psychological effects of identifying with white and black run very deep, and there is a sort of a notion, I guess, or an association between the two. It's basically binary opposition. And they are attempting to try to seek this as a global definition. Personally, I myself reject uh, identifying myself as white, in part because I'm not pure. Okay, I have Native American in me, slew of other of some other groups. Mostly I am German, and there's of course the whole problem with identifying with German, but no, I don't really see it as a problem. I don't have a problem with Jews, and there's this whole notion that, oh, you're German, so you must not like Jews. I don't know where they get that. A huge portion of the or the Jewish population is German, so I don't understand the whole Jew and versus you know Gentile thing. I don't get that part. I really don't. I do focus on the whole white and black divide, but the Jew Gentile divide just doesn't really seem that paradoxical. I mean, there might be some that are like I personally don't agree with some of the policies of Israel, but then again, I also don't agree with the policies of America. Okay, or even of Germany for that matter. I don't, governments aren't really, in my mind, they don't really represent anything but themselves. They rule. That's about it. They don't even really represent the culture. Personally, when it comes to culture, I really have no problem with people from other cultures. I don't have a problem with other cultures either. In America, the problem comes from this whole white and black divide, or this Caucasian American versus African American, or European American versus African American divide, which we do have, and it's unfortunate. And it does seem to be one-sided. They do point the finger at people who are stuck in the white bracket. Unfortunately, I get stuck in that bracket a lot because I have blonde hair and blue eyes. So yes, and a lot of people look at me like with suspicion. You can't. You have to be pure blood. No, sorry, that's just not how it works. Okay. And I just got a comment from I'm you and you're me, and I really agree with what he says. I don't really find a threat to purebloods. To be quite honest, I really don't find a threat for Europe either. But my problem is I don't like living in a country where the media and the culture itself is antagonistic when it comes to white and black. Okay, and it's on both sides. But I address it, and that video was a rant. Um, that there, we could argue the differences in culture. Is it socially constructed? Is it organic? Um, personally, I really don't care. I just look at it from a cultural perspective. If culture has beautiful architecture, then I find that culture's architecture beautiful. I find the architecture of Eastern Europe. I find the architecture of India, of the Middle East, China, Japan. I find that beautiful. I I used to like the old little teepees they had set up at my school when I was younger for like celebrating Native American people, and which is funny because they're very different cultures and not all of them had teepees. So that was kind of racist in itself. But oh well, I mean, you, you can't always be 100% politically correct. You just can't. But then again, you do have to caution yourself. You can't always be antagonistic. You can't always talk about ancestry and stuff like that and obsess about it. Um, because it will eat you alive. There was a time on YouTube where I did not like Muslims because of what been taught. I don't really care for Islam. I haven't. skim through the Quran, and there's some verses that just like, but at the same time, I recognize that my problem stems from a book mostly, not from people. Yes, there are radicals. There are radicals in any group. That is an unfortunate case. But especially in the West, there just seems to be this whole we really take pride, no, not really pride, but we really take the time to sort of make sure that these cultures can't intermingle and that you will not be interested in Islam. I suggest that if you're going to criticize Islam, you should read up on it. Don't criticize Muslims. Yeah, it's like criticizing Christians or criticizing atheists. People make decisions based upon what they're with. And to be honest with you, atheism really isn't a group. You can't say this is what atheists don't believe in because they all don't believe in different things. The only requirement is to not believe in God. A Buddhist is technically an atheist. For the most part, some of them do believe in gods. You can be a Christian Buddhist as well. So, yes, cultures do intermingle. I do enjoy reading, and I see no problem with the Hindu culture and Western culture. I don't really see any problem really with Western culture and Islam, with the exception of the fact that there is, just from what I've read and from what I've seen, I would have to say that there does seem to be some fundamental differences, which is something that we have to work towards. Riots really don't solve anything. Genocides definitely don't solve anything. They really don't. You end up injuring your own people far worse. Hitler did more damage to Germany. He killed German Jews, and at the same time, the reputation of Germany has been forever stained in the history book because of what he did. Um, there's very little love for Hitler in German people. There just isn't. We don't care for him. Okay, I have family in Germany. They don't care for him. Nobody cares for him. Okay, Germany itself did, make a pact with Hindus in India. This is during World War One, and that was to help free India from colonization. Keep in mind, this is not a pact with Nazis. Though there is this conspiracy that they had this pact. They might have had, I don't know, but mainly with Germany, and that I would support. But at the same time, you don't have to support everything that Germany's doing. You don't have to support the Nazi Party. You do not have to support Hitler. You could say, the German Empire in World War One, I would have rooted for, but I would not root for Germany in World War Two because those are two drastically different political entities. They're nothing alike at all. I don't. That being said, I don't really feel sorry for when Germany invaded France. That's what they got for the Versailles Treaty. But at the same time, I really don't get the whole Jew thing. I mean, it's like, yeah, so what if they were rich? I mean, that's going a little extreme, to say the least. Okay, so yeah, I don't really care for Hitler. I never have, and I never will. Mainly because it was used for the swastika. Now because I'm German, if I were to convert to Hinduism, and if I, had it, there are symbols, necklaces with the swastika symbol on there. But if I were to wear it, people automatically assume I'm a neo-Nazi, and that's because of what history has done. Okay, and we can talk about the media and stuff like that. And I get, yes, I'm pretty sure that there are, Jews that are in control of stuff. I'm pretty sure there are Anglo-Saxons that are in control of things. I'm pretty sure that there are Germans that are in control of things. Half the story is that the European Union is run by Germany. The other half is it's run by Zionists, and they use the whole globalist thing. And to be honest with you, even if you go and believe in the whole secret society stuff, you have to understand there are several secret societies. So there's really, it's like, well, secret societies are warring with each other. It's not really countries. Well, technically, even if countries are just warring with each other, is it really the citizens of that country warring with the other citizens? No. So, I mean, either way you look at it, you have an organization that decides what you hate and what you don't, or at least tries to make you decide that. And that's big in America with the white and black divide, and that's why I made that video. But anyway, that's all I have to say, YouTube.